Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Funeka. I am your host, Funeka Soga. I am actually so excited about today's guest. I have been wanting to talk to her, so today I have the pleasure of having a sit down with Akhona Ndlunguane. She is the founder and director of Voice of a Widow, a public speaker, an MC, and a wellness coach. Basically an all-rounder. Do enjoy. Welcome to the show, Akhona. I'm actually so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I think, before we even start, we are actually shooting on Women's Day. It's Women's Day today. So we would just like to wish all the women at home a happy Women's Day.
Beautiful.
And I think let's just start by actually where we both just share what does it mean for you to be a woman? I think you can start.
That's very broad, but mainly for me to be a woman, it means that you're at an advantage of being able to multiply.
Yeah.
You multiply in different seasons, you multiply in different environments, different causes as well. The main thing that is obvious to anyone is that, if I may divert a bit, a lot of women these days, the younger generation before us and after us, I think somewhere we lose it when we start compete with men and think that the definition of being a woman is to make it against whatever a man has achieved.
Yes.
There's an ability that we have, which is to carry human being in us. That is something that is beyond even science that can act. So if we can embrace our femininity, that's where our power lies. Just be feminine. Be a woman. There's a lot of power that we have, not just about competing with achieving more than men. We are multipliers. We are life givers. We are nurturers. That can only come through a woman, no else.
And that is so true. And I loved what you said, honestly, Akhona, about us being multipliers, because for me, when I think of being a woman, I think that we are limitless. I think of self-discovery. We are on a continuous journey of finding ourselves, pursuing careers, and most importantly, finding who we are.
Yes.
Because even today, I can confidently say, and I know for a fact that you can, especially from all the women that look up to you, that I know who I am and I actually love myself.
Yes.
Every essence of who I am.
That's another journey. That's another, because as you grow, we become young girls, different backgrounds, we get easily influenced. So if I can be like that one, then if you dwell too long in that space, we will find an elderly woman who has low self-esteem because they haven't found their fit.
Yes.
Hence, we need conversations like this. These are the platforms where we remind you of who you are. Something that is in you that I don't have. There is Funeka, there's Akhona.
Yes.
There's a reason for that. You've got your strengths. And there's something that I want us to always embrace as well, weaknesses. We need to be comfortable. Get to a point of knowing your weakness, embrace the journey of working on it, or just know you know your weakness. Because if you don't, then you will bounce from wall to wall because you're trying to seek validation. Life is life. Life will have that time.
that is true. It's continuously
life will
moving.
have that time while you're trying to bounce. Because in the process, you get to have enemies with people that are actually meant to contribute to your journey, because you tend to compete with them instead of just learning from them.
And that's one thing, that I actually really love about you. You are so strong on that fact that as women, you're not my competition.
Never.
You're not my competition. I'm not seeking to take you down as another woman. I think that's actually something so beautiful. You're all for, when I see another woman, I want to work with you.
Yes,
I want to know you.
I want to learn what I'm doing. What can I learn from you?
How can we basically both
what can we do?
impact
What can
on one
we do
another?
together? Yes, because if you're good at
Exactly.
running, then definitely maybe I can bring you tracking shoes. So there's something that we can do together. More than saying, okay, she's doing this way, I can do it better. It shouldn't be like that.
Yes, competition
That's
is
training. It's training.
and tiring.
It's delaying us a lot. It's delaying us.
Before we start, can you please just tell us, just for the viewers at home who don't know Akhona, who is Akhona?
Maybe let's say Akhona Ndlunguane. Many will know me again. I'm watching the I'm a mother of 2 daughters. One is 10, one is 3. I am not originally from Ekabeja. I relocated to Ekabeja, I think 2014, coming from Cape Town. That was the early years of my widowhood. Okay, when I relocated to PE, I was seeking change of scenery. I needed change. I needed a clean slate. I wanted to be somewhere there. I know no one. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to be to walk down the street and be like, oh, Akhona this, Akhona no. I wanted to get to a space where I said, Akhona, and you still look at me and say, Akhona who? Because I don't know you. So I got a chance to do that. Beautifully so and conveniently so. That is where VOW was born. That is where a lot of other initiatives that I'm involved in was born. The Akhona that now you want to invite. That is where Akhona was born. So I got to a space of finding me. Yes, the circumstances were not pleasant, but at the back of my mind, I knew that there was something bigger than the space I'm at that moment. So it's all about courage. You must have courage.
And you founded Voice of a Widow. What was the purpose behind that, and what made you start that organization?
Voice of a Widow was not meant to be the Voice of a Widow that you guys have made it to be, which I appreciate so much. Voice of a Widow, I was going through, like today, women's events. I used to visit women's events and be here, and I'm like, no one is talking to widows here. I'm hearing no one talking to a woman that is all of a sudden finding herself alone, being single, unplanned. All of a sudden you raise yourself, you see yourself raising children that you planned with someone. No one is talking to that woman here. I'm taking nothing away from the organizers and the visionaries. It was not theirs, right? So to me, it was a matter of, you know what, I just want to gather 5, 6 women. Let's have coffee. Let's sit. Where you at? My journey. Let's share. Because I felt that, yes, I've made a decision to move, but I needed someone who's familiar with my journey. Yes. I needed someone who say, oh, I know I've been there. And I just couldn't find any person. I went as far as Googling anything about widows in South Africa. I did not find any. The only thing that came through on my search was somewhere, I don't know where, up Africa, and they showed pictures of widows that were in a state with children, and they were having handouts in a queue. I looked at this and I'm like, okay, this is not all that is to show of a widow. Widowhood is part of a journey of a woman, right? 100%. You cannot define and pack and build all your existence on a moment of loss. So you've lost your spouse, then there's a mother that is left with children. There's a young woman. These days there's a lot of young women that are widowed. There's a young woman, there's a human being that is still alive. So what are you doing about everything else that is left behind? Besides building in a moment of grief. Life is bigger than grief. Huge. There's a lot that you can still do beyond grief. So, main reason for me to create, make your building Voice of a Widow was that, listen women, here's the platform. Let's sit and talk. Here's a space where you can be vulnerable. Here's a space where you can tell me that, in fact, yesterday, I didn't feel like taking a shower and I will understand you fully when you don't, because there are days like those. There are days where grief will take you straight and hand you into depression. And no one will relate into it because they've never lost spouses. They will only refer you to medication. Yes, medication will do as much. They will refer you to family members. Families have never lost spouses. they do not know what you're going through.
The pain.
They don't know, you know. So grief is in different shades. It comes in different shades. In September, I'll be bubbling happy. Oh, I've moved on. Your life is great. When I see you in October, I'm in a state back in whatever year. So it's a back and forth thing that you just have to learn to live with. You never get over the person that you've lost. You never forget, maybe that's the right word. You never forget them, but you learn to live with the pain of knowing that, okay, I once had this person. All you can do is celebrate the memories.
And just remember all the times that you actually had with them.
Embrace your journey. I always say again, the journey continues. The journey continues. The fact that you wake up and you're alive, yes, you're breathing. It's like walikuwa. It's like walikuwa.
And you know, when you said that grief is only understood if someone has actually experienced that exact same situation. For me, that actually I always relate when people actually say that if you don't know the actual experience that I'm going to, you won't know. Yes, you may definitely sympathize and
there
empathize.
will be factors that you're familiar with.
You won't, but you won't know to the full extent. Because for me now, it's actually even making me think of even people that I know, even in my family, that have lost spouses, where you may think, oh no, I'm there for you and I love you, but for them, they're thinking, you don't know how it is.
You don't know. Just
to lose a spouse.
Just be available when they need you.
And show love.
Yeah, I think that's the best you can do. You can never say, okay, I know that I sent her money, is that she's okay. Oh, I know I bought a groceries, is that she's okay.
Yeah.
It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. So I later on then opened my invitation to, okay, then vow became the vow.
Yes.
And I was quite taken aback with the response. I'm like, oh, now this thing is an event. Oh, okay.
And you didn't even actually plan for that.
No,
you didn't plan for that.
I just created a little poster because I'm also good at the side of graphics, you know. I created a little poster and I'm like, okay, let's meet. Let's try it on Facebook. Yeah, the
responses.
The response. Then it became the vow. Later on, then there were quite a lot of requests don't leave behind divorced ladies. Because for us, this is also loss. Yes, we might have not buried our spouses, but he lost to a certain extent. Then one would normally in SA that we are having another pandemic. I can call it pandemic of gender-based violence.
Yes.
To some extent, it comes from ladies that they want to make it work. They want to make it work to an extent that I adopted a culture in Yalenzeka. See, there's one. There's instances where then they leave the very same children in those environments. These orphans, and you can never replace a mother. Emntwaneni wakhe noba ungamthandi mthini umntana ushiwo mamakhe, there'll always be laa nto uba inomama. Uyabona? So ngase siyicinge laa nto singamanina nto yobana yes, it's good, well and good that you want to work out umtshato wakho. I do not now encourage yobana just walk out whenever you feel like. But there are deadly situations where you're like, if you get attended especially for weeks, this especially mental institutions, all in the name of working out your marriage. So I had inquiries from divorced ladies, then I opened my invitation to them as well. So widows, divorced ladies. It's no longer just about widows, we understand you guys. It's not about you divorced ladies. Like women, we've lost people, we're living with people that have lost people, we've lost parents. Loss is loss. That's what I'm getting at.
And grief is grief.
Loss and grief. Regardless, loss is loss.
Yeah.
So we just having different experiences, which is why in my panel you will always find that even in Zoom, I'll have a psychologist, I'll have someone of legal estate, whatever. I'll have someone of financial education as well, because I believe in that aspect. Kude kubekho i-culture ethi hayi abahlolokazi bayadlalwa by the boyfriends because abakwazi ukuhandlisha the finances, you know. There's that too. It all comes from not knowing where to go, who are in my space, who are in my journey, so that I protect whatever little that I've got. So, yeah, that's why. What was the question?
You've actually no, you literally actually explained it perfectly, to be quite honest, especially for those that actually don't know. And you made it also clear to actually that they're not alone.
No.
That there are many people all over that are honestly going through the same thing. For you personally, what were your coping mechanisms that you used to deal with the grief? Because I know you did say that you never really heal, you just learn to live with it. What coping mechanisms worked for you?
You need to be very. There's no recipe. I can never write it down and say, oh, you lost someone. Wait, there's no such. Coping for me. Let's talk about me personally.
Yes.
There's an advantage that I've got. I call it an advantage because I've seen people go through a lot. If you are not a person that has faith, then I don't know what abantu abangena faith because there's a saying that says faith is actually the hope of things that are scarce more. You know, if faith in a positive mindset, yes, today I may be down and out, but there's tomorrow. I see myself somewhere. As I'm saying to you, at the beginning of this conversation, I just had the courage and the will to change provinces because I knew that beyond this environment of being known, no sign because when my husband passed away, my child was less than a year old. So to take a decision and okay, you know what, India Pakistan, then you go to another province. There's a certain level of fight that you owe to yourself. In Dobana, it doesn't end here. And it will not end here. So faith is the first thing. You also have to there's I can say that there's another, there's you, there's an image that you know, there's you, there's Akhona, beyond umfazi wasemathileni, beyond umhlolokazi kabani, beyond umama kabani, there's Akhona. So if you know, if you correct your identity, yes, awukabi nguye mhlawumbi lo ucinga uzibona unguye. But knowing that, no man, there's something more in me. No. Mhlawumbi ngoba ngikabi nayo le outfit ndiqonda ukuba, but I know into yobana 3 months, 4 months time ndinganayo imali iyakunika i-drive into yobana you worked on something. So I had an assignment, and I still have an assignment in me over. There's a bigger Akhona than where I'm at. Mhlawumbi I am bigger than where I was then, but still today there's another Akhona that I'm working on because there's a bigger Akhona than the Akhona that we see today. So I am a person that is very committed to me and my well-being.
Self.
Yeah. Hence, ingandenza stress into okubana ndibe ndihleli for how many months I can't go out in my house. You know, there are people who are bothered. I've got no people to say, come hang out, let's go out. No, I'm very much at peace because I'm all about me. I'm working on me. So be your project. Be an assignment.
Pouring into yourself.
Yes. Before you're able to say, oh, okay, work on yourself. You saw that. Orally, look, I didn't talk about her aura.
Yes, it speaks.
It speaks. That comes with a lot of investment. Invest in yourself. So that nobody can walk so talk figuring that are shifting you. It's not clash. Life is very cruel.
And when it wants to
life is very cruel by phone, but we will funeka sibe ngabantu that noba situation ifikile yakubhenda for a moment, be able to come back. So be centered, so that nobana yintoni ezawukushape. Yes, you might fall, but you have something to fall. So uzaba ngumana ubusigila yonke because you don't even know now ubusenda. Okay, so that was faith for me. Secondly, I was my own assignment. I was my goal. I was chasing a bigger Akhona. And the child that I had, I think she was a big deal in their vulnerability. I might not understand what I'm going through, but I must show up for this child.
Yes.
And you cannot think and our children, I think many of us are the reason we are able to pull through in some circumstances. Because then what? In so much more baby. So nothing.
And no mama
must show up, and you know what I must say 18 before our children, but Mutana must be aware of his status mama. Also, you cannot be a mother that depresses a child every time Mutana can become the situation. Then you are taking away and done as well the experiences, the childhood memories, all shall remember the mama. So that was my assignment, my child, which is my faith, a commitment to myself. I became my assignment. So I was very intentional about my healing. I went for therapy.
Yes.
See, I found out my weakness in the therapy.
And it isn't.
It's not. It's just not one of the coping mechanisms. But it's one of the coping. So, once you are being intentional about your healing, one goal of making the complete you. So, you don't pray away some situations. You need to act.
That is true.
You know, you need
faith without works.
Yes. You know, yes, you need faith, but there's things you need to do, practical things that you need to do. It all comes with the commitment or being very intentional about healing. If one dreams of going back to school, being a before child, find something. You just go in.
Start where you are.
Man, touching the library, read, be busy, keep your mind busy. An idling mind, a magnet. All you do, look to Mrs. pictures, 2015 or 2020. You could have done something in that. There's nothing wrong with remembering about the way to, don't get me wrong. But an idling mind, problem. That's why
some say it's even a dangerous mind.
Yes, because depressed because of the only thoughts that are filling your mind. These are the draining ones, okay, the painful ones. I will not be in charge that you are absorbing. I'll pull, I went out. I made a decision to have younger friends. I had younger friends. I had younger friends. Yo, when my name is all gone. Yes, but you know what? I went along with it because I knew what I was doing.
For you.
Yeah, for myself. It was about me. I'm like, okay, my friend. Charlie?
Must pull back.
Okay. Yeah, for a moment. Then I wanted to know where life was at that time. Once you get married, Funeka, there's part of life that passes through. You no longer become part of a certain life. You focus on your marriage. Everything is about your marriage in your house. Everything is about you and your partner and your children. There's a single life that you don't know. Yeah,
so it's the past life.
So when you find yourself again, Uzawufika kulapha ntoba, okay, kuthiwani, what's happening? I was on a mission to learn. I was on a mission to understand what is happening. I was not big on the socials in my other life.
Yeah.
But through these young friends of mine, like, okay, this thing, all right, these events, no harm, but the different events in the I was with my young friends. Okay, what's happening?
I can just imagine that face. And like, Manulung is okay, okay,
I remember why. Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
So I was very intentional about it. That the food and okay, this is how things are. Then you get exposed to their families as well. Yeah. Okay, mama about police, this young women about the generation. They don't even know sometimes about what I was doing. It was just friendship. But it was friendship for me that was intentional.
Yes.
That was okay, I'm a single mother. I'm going to raise a daughter quickly. Also, because it's space. How do mothers relate to their kids? Because not necessarily the way that I'm saying.
And you don't want to lose that relationship with them.
Yes, yeah. So, when I put up spaces, music questions, we put up spaces, you do because I know. You understand? So, the different ones, okay, if they've got daughters about these characters which I am drawn to, how are they doing it? So I observed and I observed. Yes, as young that it's a journey. The time to figure out no age, I will apply some of the things that I've learned through these families.
Because those lessons are going to stay with you. And you said you were intentional.
I was intentional about it. So I got involved in the socials. I'm working in a space as Simmons and Abantu every day. Talking about what's that people? Oh, okay. So it's been, and I'm still intentional today.
Even today.
Everything I do, whoever I talk to, whoever I socialize with, whoever I keep a number of, that's life.
And whatever it may be,
whatever it may be,
or collaboration.
Even the morning that I will tell, once I'm done, snip it on the socials, keep it on my archives since I'm not any game. Oh, Akhona Ndlunguane is written, snip, keep. Then in my book, that's what I do. Go back to my archives. Oh, then snip it with TV. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Do you feel that there wasn't any time in your life that you carried your identity, your grief, or you were identified as that? Because, you also touched on there's different stages that different women will experience grief. Some stay there and some, they move out of that place. Do you feel you carried that identity? Oh, Akhona, like, okay, that identity.
Yes. I think that's one of the reasons I changed the environments. I changed provinces.
Actually, you moved completely.
How drastic I made it because I don't want to be here. It's even worse when you are married in a church circle. I was in a church circle and in doing that was a weekend siyazana. Space. So when you're in that space, then it becomes everyone's business. Because it's technically one, you understand? So with a lot of easing that way behind the setup of Umshado Wetu at that moment, because unfortunately at the passing of my husband we were already on separation. Being different provinces already, so there was a lot of talking already. So the support system was very thin. So it was not an environment that I'm willing to it was not an environment that I'm willing to work out. I was not willing to do that.
And you saw it wasn't going to be conducive for
Akhona, as well as there's this young woman that I'm raising. There's this young girl that I'm raising. I just learned to call it out. I don't know what other conversations are going to be like in my absence. I don't know what the environment in going on is about. I can go forward and say, fly, I did not feel that way. I still don't. Hence, I took it. So, for the moment, I became the widow. I became Lamfazi. I became and this was. So, number one, but now. the mood automatically changes. And you're gonna, oh, shame. No, you don't do that. No, you don't do that. Because allow a person, maybe those are now your moment. Yes, allow a person. So sometimes you come ending mhlawumbe efuna moment okanye right uphume endlini uright kodwa bangakhe ngaphandle ngakhona ngiyo initiate with women ngiyothini unjani kodwa tshintsha ingqondo yomntu ke ngoku ndibalisa andifuni. You understand? Exactly. You don't
topic at all.
Exactly. So for a moment you need to be intent. Also go to time, and not every window is going to pack and leave. It works differently for each person. And what's the space I'm talking about? I think upon sharing this journey, there are a couple of women that would approach me over the money. Different from that I need to phone tutor. You understand? That alone is a part of the part over you need to feed into the family. Abantu else to routines are true. Ufika umdala. Na unezakho basic umdala ngokuya but also umdala ngapha 10 uswing ngapha nangapha. So it brings another admin. Ehlanganisa sit down. So you don't remember maybe twice. So I think one of the things that I'm doing and sharing my journey and having a balance with number we state as a team, spend time with your thoughts. Think things through. Every situation can be pressure, but sometimes it's just a moment. And before you see the culture of taking permanent decisions in situations that are temporary.
Yes.
It's not a weakness. Just because I'm planning to go cloud, that doesn't mean I'm supposed to go this morning.
And look right now, it's literally
like
That's
life. You cannot decide whether you're stuck here in quotes because the genetics say, why you can still look this good. Exactly. So yeah, there was a moment where I was intentional about shaking it off.
Yes. And you know, one of the coping mechanisms that I want us to bring back to that point where you said that you went to therapy and you said people should stop that stigma of thinking just because we attend a therapy, it's a weakness.
Okay.
You're going to break down, basically, you collapse. No. And don't you think in our culture where it's strong, where if you go to therapy, I really care. Maybe but yet now there's the power
that's why
of therapy.
Therapy becomes one of the mechanisms. Alright. Currently there is another wave in severe depression. I don't know what is it. I don't know it's over PRP. I don't know, but I know that severe wave in depression.
It's very rough. Even from the youth moving up.
Yes. One would say it's not blame my own COVID, but in the pandemic it shake a lot of foundations. It shake a lot of foundations right? There are pillars, the families that are not there. So suddenly, and all of a sudden, the structures of families that have gone.
They changed.
You understand? They are gone. And the solution I was not next door or next town or next door because it affected us globally.
Yes.
So since responsibility is structures. Hence EU wave is affected in different aspects. Okay. Back to depression. The same challenge of depression as it is. Right? It's better ngendlela omnye nje ungaphangeli ophubanje ungabi nabazali omnye umntwana ngu-auntie omnye ininzi omnye waphatha umsebenzini iikhampani zasacutha ininzi.
The loneliness, there's so much, there's so much.
Abanye bane-anxiety that they can't explain. Okay, kwawutshona ilanga abeyeka endlini eyekile uba ngutshomi ofresh pisitratweni. Afika endlini imbambe anxiety.
Ngomnye umntu ke xa uwedwa with your mind.
Which is why sinee-surprises esizifumanayo wena funi that ufumanisa uba kuthiwa no, kuthiwa uzixhomele izolo. Kanjani behleli ngugqibela.
Ingavi ibuhlungu intliziyo yam xa ndisiva into ezinjalo.
Exactly. No, ucommit suicide. Asiyazi. Nibe nisheka nibuza uba lo besihleke savula isakhe ngokugqibela. It's a coping mechanism. If uyamazi umuntu obebekhe wathi state and yet uyambona ukubana this person is too strong, check on that person. Which is what I'm going after this. You check on people, follow up. Ebekho right last month. Uyeke 2-3 months mhlawumbe in month 3 phinde again. It's a lot of work. Asinikwanga sonke inhliziyo yaloo.
Yes.
But ingase if unako, check on people. Abo bantu kuthiwa ngabana ba-strong. There's no such thing.
Andifuni elo gama ke mna ke ndikuxelele andifuni.
There's no such thing.
Strong. Oh no, she's a strong
There's
woman.
no such thing. Akakho strong.
No, they are not strong.
Not strong at all. Umntu strong uyafuna naye into yokubana khe ungene WhatsApp uthi unjani namhlanje ndicingile. Ungene i-call look ndizibamde mani uthe qatha. Kwenzeka ntoni? Nje umshukumisa angadweli in a space of into yobana adapulenge izinto that are drastic. You understand? Sometimes omnye athi ngiba ndiyafuna ukuza kuva wakho andamani. Ndithi ungaphinde umenze uvawa kwakho mani. Bona mani DM I'll make a plan.
Tell me.
Because isenokwenzeka into yokuba ngalaa mini ndenza uvawo mna yilaa mini ugive up ngayo wena wherever ndibe ndikuvalele ngenxa ye-300.
Kanti breakthrough yakhe ibizawuvela.
You understand? I don't do that. I don't do that. So, therapy. Masike si-adoptheni mani. Makhe si-adoptheni laa culture into yokubana khawuyothetha nomntu. It's just about talk, right? And mhlawumbi awuzohlala naxesha lide in that process. In your conversation nala therapist, mhlawumbi uzawuadoptha nto ethi iba into cycling mhlawumbi, iba into whatever activity. Then ingqondo yakho you build up ungena kuloo activity kuyo, be it i-book club okanye uhayikha. Then uba hiking uhamba nabantu. Uzawudibana nabantu, then that's new relationships, that's new friendships. Automatically utsala to another direction, which is not like all those values. So therapy just to
isolation.
Yes, therapy just to poke you and steal. Okay, bubble. Oh, what is okay? My kid didn't play
And there's not
but you connect with people who are the club game. Okay. Involved. Oh, okay. Well, no one must. I'll introduce you. Then life is understand. Hence, what was valid is not a solution. And again, I don't take work anymore. I wasn't attending about money.
That's
why I don't on Facebook or DM. You can call me TikTok. I continue in ATM. There's no way because I know I was one city banning. Be panel, be not about delay, be camera, be cater. Still for nothing. There's no such thing.
There's a reason.
There is no such thing. So I therapy must say normalizing as well as abantu abangubhuti bacinga ubana bangamadoda xa beyohlala kulaa couch. Ine-stigma esithi weak. Uyothetha kulaa couch. It's not about weakness.
At all.
It's not about weakness. Just as much as abantu abangubhuti ingathi kubo ibetha differently. If we find that gender,